Catus, Maximus here. This is just a quick review of this double duty combination or dual purpose adjustable wrench offset head. Kind of an interesting design, teardrop handle, then this head that's really offset. I think that's an interesting take. Really, we're after this weird jaw that you can unscrew and flip around. So it's both a hex combination wrench. It's a really nice feature, so if you unscrew this and then this falls out, that you have to throw away the wrench, but we'll ignore that. And it's a little fidgety. So we have a regular hex wrench, and then the idea is that you can flip this around, put it in this way. You do also have a secondary feature when you're using this, and that's the fact that you always have this big extension sticking out on many sizes that you're using. So if you end up dropping this from any height and it lands on that, it's going to bend it and jam the jaw. But we'll ignore that too. So anyway, the idea is that it has these serrated teeth, but it's actually pretty narrow. I think the teeth could have been a little bit coarser, so they could have been deeper, and then had a cut where they angled down a little bit more, and they should have had less steep of an angle here. But the idea is that you use this, put it on a pipe, tighten it up as much as you can, and then you kind of hope that the jaws will grab, and they actually are grabbing a little bit here, but it tends to want to slip off. So I thought it could have had potential, particularly for plumbers, because many times you'll be working with a combination of both hex fittings as well as round fittings. Too bad this one doesn't really work. The teeth should have been just the whole jaw width, angled down more steeply, and a much almost parallel angle here. So that's really the crux of it. It is a Chinese Craftsman. As soon as they stop stocking them, you basically don't have a warranty. It's just Craftsman's a nightmare. But I saw this and thought, that's kind of interesting. The fit, it is Chinese, so the fit and finish on this is just, it's a forged piece, but it's just real nasty. I don't know what's going on in the center section there. That's actually an issue with the dies. Pretty sharp edges, particularly right here. This was just hit on a grinder. You can see how all messed up it is. Just the quality is terrible. So anyway, that's kind of the deal with this wrench. I wouldn't recommend it. It does kind of look neat with a more steeply offset head. And it could have had potential as a usable wrench, but they just got the design features just not too good. Not too good at all. It has this super wide capable opening for an 8-inch wrench, just because it has that super long beam that's afforded by them trying to use both sides. But this thing would work on plastic fittings, I think, but that'd be about it. The teeth aren't very thick. These aren't, they can't use buttress thread since it is going in both directions. But even on this plastic thing, which is pretty jammed on here and has little nubs, it's just kind of funky trying to get it on there. It does actually grab the plastic pretty well, but that's just about as good as it really gets, is in some soft material like this, and if you have something else for it to really grab a hold of. Otherwise, it's just going to end up slipping on a lot of metal pipes. You may get a little bit of grab, and then what's going to end up happening is you're just going to tweak it a little bit, and it's just going to slip, and you're going to be asking to bash your hand. Actual pipe wrenches, the reason the bottom jaw has a slight angle and it wobbles around, everybody knows that pipe wrenches, the bottom jaw moves around. That's the point of that, is when you're using a pipe wrench, that jaw will rock and really it will physically press into the side of the pipe. That's why pipe wrenches get such good grip. And you also notice pipe wrenches don't have thin little jaws like this. They have really wide jaws so they can get maximum traction. And so when they were designing this product, they just kind of missed that point. Like they didn't even actually have an actual pipe wrench to see what, to try to get some of the design aspects. You can see how steep that angle is right there. It's just way too steep. So anyway, this Craftsman is definitely not recommended, other than just purely a novelty item. They had a potential for a good idea, but execution wasn't super great. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.